Peace, love, and light, family, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ty, and I'm super happy to have you. Hopefully, you'll take a look around, like what you see, and hit the subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again. I truly appreciate all of the love and the support. Hopefully, you've already subscribed to the channel. You guys, this is going to be a general reading, a general energy reading. Whoa, I just lost my train of thought. Just want to check in on the energy since Mercury is about to be retrograde and we're already in the shadows. And I haven't done one of these in a while, so I feel the need to tap in. Anywho, if you don't know how this works, if you're new to tarot, it is a general reading, so everything won't resonate. Please take only what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Also, keep in mind that roles are interchangeable, so you should place yourself and everybody in your story where you know they belong, because only you know where they belong. That includes being honest with yourself about the role that you play in your own story, okay? I feel like some people lack accountability, and you can hear that you are the piece of shit in the story and want to change that. So don't do that. Be honest with yourself. Change starts with reflection and acceptance, right? So anyway, we're gonna get right into it. All right. I have pre-shuffled, but I always like to shuffle on camera. You guys, I also, just as a heads up, I may get interrupted because I'm waiting on my cousin to bring over the kiddos. I'm babysitting today, and yeah, so in case I get interrupted, you guys know in advance that I'll pause the video and come back. All right. Call my spirit guides, divine creator source, to guide and protect me and assist me with delivering these messages to the collective as best as possible. Shoot, right now I'm like being guided to an oracle deck. So give me 1 second. Let me see what I have here. Let's see. What am I gonna go with? I think this one down here. Whoop. We'll go with this oracle deck. Crap. And this might be a long one, so hopefully you stick with me the entire time. Because I'm not going to rush this. I usually like do the readings and I'm like trying to stay within a certain time frame. I'm not doing that today. Hopefully you stick around. If there's a message in here for you, you'll know. Let's get into it. I do want to sage these a little bit. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed your Halloween. I definitely had a very eventful October. And I knew it was going to be like that. Just going into October, I had so many events already planned on my calendar. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And it was eventful. But I definitely feel myself like coming back into my body after being on a high. So definitely grounding myself and, you know, just coming back to myself. So yeah, let me know how your October was in the comments. I always like to hear about, you know, what you guys did and whatever's going on with you. Let me sage you a little bit too. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with an oracle card. I wasn't going to start with this, but Spirit guided me to do this now. So let's get into it. Messages for the collective. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective? What is the current energy? What is the current energy for the collective? What is the current energy for the collective? Current energy, whoops, for the collective. Current energy for the collective. Oh, that was quick. Time for a nap. Yeah, what I say, this is literally how I feel. Like it's time to slow down. It's time to come back into our bodies. It's time to ground ourselves. Maybe even to step away from people for a little while, right? If you've been like me the month of October, around a lot of people or doing a lot, it may be time to like retreat for a little while to recharge. Again, to come back to center. Or just to step back from something. What else, Spirit? Okay. Yeah, breathe. This is all about coming back to center, right? So we've been doing a lot. We've been, partaking a lot, maybe going to different parties like me, maybe just hanging out with a lot of people, exchanging energy with a lot of people. It's time to come back to center. So, especially as we approach the closing of the year, right? Yeah, time to recharge. If you're not into meditation, you may want to look into that. Maybe your body is just asking you for rest. Blessed. I love this. Yeah. So I do feel like 2-2 here. This is about duality. This is about partnership. And it is about choices, right? But I do feel like, twos are also for me indicators of the beginning of something. So I do feel like, again, back to if you've been spending a lot of time with other people, notice how there's just, one person in each of these cards. I feel like it's important for us to come back, retreat, and restore our energy, restore ourselves, right? Spend some time alone. There's nothing wrong with spending some time alone, okay? And also keep in mind how blessed you are, right? I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and maybe I get the feeling here that if you've been going at something for a long time and you're feeling exhausted, it's time for you to take a break. Move away from it. Let it rest. You know how like when you have like writer's block or something like that, that they're like, you know what? You just got to move away from that for a second and it'll come to you. So I feel like that's the case for a lot of the collective right now, is like if you've been going at it, whatever it is, for a long time, it's time to just kind of step away and let things unfold. Allow yourself some time to restore, to get in touch with yourself, right? Maybe your focus has been directed toward a certain project, a certain goal, a relationship, a certain something, or just being, shared with a lot of people. It's time for you to come back to center. Also, again, with that blessed card, I feel like keep in mind, despite what it is that you are trying to attain, notice the blessings in the current moment, okay? The fork in the road, again, so this is the number 13. 3 and 1 is 4. If you break 4 down, it reduces to 2, which is what I'm picking up, right? Somebody here is like, I feel like the collective in general, like we're all at a crossroads, right? This is, I posted a video on my Instagram talking about the home stretch, right? And so this is where, we're closing certain things out. And these are going to be the decisions that we make over the next 2 months, right, from November to ending of December coming into January, a lot of those decisions are gonna be final. We're closing out a 10-15 year cycle. Okay, the year 9 is all about closing out cycles. Some of you, it could have been from the last 7 years. Others of you, it was the last 10 to 15 years, right? Cycles of what am I looking for? Survival mode, okay? Doing the work, right? We've spent the past since 2020 healing and really like digging into ourselves and facing all of the hurtful truths, all of the challenges, all of the conflicts. And now I feel like, yes, the collective for the most part is going to be at a crossroads, right? Yeah. I feel like for some of you, this is a decision that you've been trying to make about something or someone. And again, maybe you've been obsessing over it, obsessing over how to move forward. And Spirit is saying, step away from it. Take your attention away from it for a little while. And come back to center in order for you to gain the insight you need. A leg up is at the bottom of the deck, which tells me, yes, the universe is supporting you right now, and the people that you need, the answers that you need are coming. So, yeah, like don't obsess over whatever it is that you've been, working on or focused on. Focus on the day-to-day, clean up your side of the street is talking about worrying about the day-to-day, worrying about yourself and what you have to do. If you've been putting your energy into somebody else into something, and you feel like you can't win for losing. It's just like a merry-go-round, things just the same kind of situation. Spirit is saying, look, bring your attention back into yourself. The best way to come back into alignment is to focus on yourself, focus on the day-to-day, focus on the things that bring you peace, bring you joy, and bring you back into balance. Okay, because I do feel like either you are coming out of a challenging situation or challenging cycle, you've had some changes occur. Either you're just coming out of that, or Spirit is preparing you to face some challenges. All right, I did get Unfinished Symphony, which again talks about some sort of a cycle here that somebody, it's kind of like if you feel like you're reliving the same cycle, you have to look at how you've been approaching it. How have you handled that before? Are you handling it the same way, or are you learning the lessons? One of the things that I talked about in the reel that I posted on my Instagram was that we're approaching, right, the closing of certain cycles. And with this Mercury retrograde, one of the things that's been really present for me as far as the energy that we're going to be facing is boundaries, right? Standing firm on our boundaries, the boundaries that we've implemented over the past year. We've been learning to implement, right, over the past couple of years, but over the last year, I feel like the collective has made serious, significant changes as far as your stance or your position when it comes to certain things and certain people in your life, when it comes to reciprocity, when it comes to repeating the cycles. The collective is over and done with repeating the same shit. It's like, so I feel like with the closing of this year and Mercury being retrograde, the final Mercury retrograde of this year 9, you are going to face some of those same challenges. They're going to come up again. I'm sorry, you guys, excuse me. I feel like I'm getting a head cold. But you're going to face a lot of those things again, right? They're going to come up again. And the challenge for the collective is going to be to stand your ground, right? To stand firm with conviction in what you believe and how you've changed, right? Because people will, come along to try to tell you that they know you better than you. And, people get comfortable with you staying the same. And there are a lot of people who are not working and are not doing, the inner work that no one sees to actually put those changes into play, to actually change themselves on an internal level, right? And so I feel like those people you're going to face the challenge of that opposition, right? People wanting to kind of like make it seem like if you haven't done the work, right? And it's because they honestly haven't, right? Or they're just not in that space yet. They haven't reached that space where you have of enlightenment, okay? I'm going to go into tarot now. I feel like somebody is going to encounter, right, a decision when it comes to somebody from your past. And that's classic Mercury retrograde. With Unfinished Symphony here, I feel like some of you are going, should be, take time to focus on the things that you have to complete, right? Like tying up loose ends. That includes bills, paying down debt, paying off credit, or just getting organized before the beginning of the year. Like you don't have to wait until January 1st to be like, oh, I'm gonna start fresh. No, start fresh right now. Close shit out. Make sure that, all of your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, because with that Unfinished Symphony, you don't want to go into this next chapter or cycle repeating like the same thing. So be mindful of what you're saying yes to right now. Be mindful of who you're saying yes to right now. Don't make decisions off of the fly, right? Take time to process whatever's being asked of you or whatever it is that you're confronted with, so that you can implement the wisdom that you've gained over the past few years, over all of the lessons, after all of the lessons that you've learned. I can't talk, and that's Mercury. 10 of Pentacles came out, which I love. I'm here for it. And that's what we're focusing on, right? The things that bring us stability, our foundation, our commitment to ourselves, okay? Are you committed to yourself and your personal growth? It's also a card of coming together, of union. But I love that. I feel like a lot of the collective who have been struggling in that cycle, right? That past 7 to 10 year cycle of struggle, financial struggle. We're coming out of that, right? And you are going to start to see the fruits of your labor. You are going to start to see certain things come to fruition. But again, you have to stand firm and stand solid on the boundaries that you have implemented, because I feel like there are certain people that are going to come back to try to attach themselves to your energy just because they know, they can feel, right, that you are magnetic, that you are abundant. And I'm not just talking about in the way of, you know, finances. I mean your energy. Your energy is healing. Your energy, when people come around you, good things start happening to them, okay? Seven of Pentacles. I wanna pull out. Yeah, so this is about divine timing. All right. So being patient with the process and noticing just how far you've come. We got a lot of tens. This is the end of confusion, the end of illusions, the end of lies. Those cycles where I'm gonna say allowed, right? Because what we allow is what continues. Those cycles of allowing other people to manipulate, to use you, to pull the wool over your eyes, even though you knew the truth, okay? Those things are over and done with, right? We're closing out those cycles of, you know, deception and just feeling betrayed. Yeah. Tell me more here. Oh, too many cards. More, Spirit. Queen of Swords. Yeah, so I feel like in this next chapter, cycle, whatever it is that you want to call it. I always say cycle. This is about using your logic, right? Falling in love, but also taking your brain with you, right? And I feel like when it comes to whatever it is that you are trying to decide between, whether it's a person, whether it's an opportunity, something that you may want to invest in or commit to, right? Be logical, right? Be discerning, okay? Because, you know, one of the things that I feel is a huge challenge for many of us, especially us who like, we wear our hearts on our sleeves. We are empaths and just really loving, genuine people. We try to see the best in others. It's really hard it's challenging to be confronted by a situation where your emotions are attached to it. And what can be very challenging is making a head over heart decision. And so I feel like this next cycle, it's really important that you think about, again, how you've responded to certain situations and certain people before and cut out whatever it is that's no longer serving you. Yeah. Knight of Swords at the bottom says, don't be quick to make don't make hasty or quick on the fly decisions. 10 of Swords. This is, again, right? 10-10. It's like that cycle is not done. It's done. This is Spirit confirming that, yeah, we're over that, right? We're done with that. We're not accepting less than what, you know, than what we deserve. We're not allowing anyone to come in and, you know, try to mess with our energy or mess with the things that we have worked so hard to create. Whoa, lots of cards. Okay, I'm not going to take these. But I will take the Page of Pentacles, which is about, you know, being practical, the beginning of, you know, taking the steps. It's like the thought, right? Planning out what are my next moves? What am I going to commit to next? What am I going to give of myself to next? What am I going to work on next? What do I have to do in this next, you know, in this next chapter in order to get what I want with the star card here? This is about wishes coming true, but also this is about needing to take the first steps, practical steps to get to where you want to be, focusing on all of the things that you might be avoiding, right? The work that nobody wants to do, right? So if it's like, if you know you got to do, you know, some research, if you know that you have to save money, if you know that you have to clean up your credit, if you know that you have to communicate with somebody or dedicate more time to your craft, because the 7 of Pentacles here with the Page of Pentacles, that's 8 Pentacles, which tells me that, you know, this talks about really spending time with yourself to focus and master your craft, to master what it is that you want. The 3 of Pentacles, yeah. Are you coming together to work on the things that you need to work on, right? This your focus where it needs to be. Okay, the Three of Pentacles also talks about the universe bringing you the people, making the connections that you need to make. Are you collaborating? Are you what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, it's eluding me right now. Shoot. Are you putting yourself in the spaces where the opportunities are, but also are you open to collaborating with other people, to network with other people? The Three of Pentacles is about building the things, working on the things that are important to you, but also coming together with people. And I feel like this is what we're going into, a lot of interdependence, right? And that's why there's a need for you to also retreat, so to find a balance between how much you give of yourself to others, and also finding like that harmony between that and giving to yourself, refilling your cup so that you can come back at 100%. The Three of Pentacles here is also about the leg up, okay, which is the universe bringing you the people and the opportunities that you need to help you work on something, okay? I feel like the collective is stepping into a chapter where you, even if you look around you right now, chances are you have like, or you're developing new friendships, right? Like your circle has changed. The people around you have changed, and that's because you've changed. And now, if you look around you, you'll see the confirmation of that. You'll see I can't talk. Oh my God. You'll see the proof of that in the people who you're currently connecting with, okay? And that's because the universe is changing things around you because of the work that you've done and the work that you continue doing. With the Six of Swords, you're moving away from unstable connections, from connections that drained you, from choppy waters, right? You're moving away from the things that caused you conflict, that caused you stress. The Six of Swords comes after the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is about chaos and conflict and mental confusion, and also feeling cheated, feeling defeated, okay? With the Six of Swords here, yeah, you're moving on to a more peaceful place in your life, and you're not looking back. The collective is not looking back. The Six of Swords, like I said, is also a card of a head over heart decision. And I'm not saying that, you don't allow yourself to feel your emotions. I'm saying that things need to make sense, right? If you are investing in something or someone, then you need to be able to also have that reciprocated to you, because it's not a one-way street, right? Relationships in whatever, partnerships, romantic or platonic, business, whatever, it has to be a two-way street, right? We're talking about, I know that it sounds, like it's a transaction, right? One hand washes the other. And I feel like the collective is in this space where it's like we're cutting away whatever is not reciprocating the energy that we're giving. And with the Star card here, I feel like you're going into a cycle in your life where people are going to notice you. You are going to begin to attract a lot more abundance and a lot more opportunities. So long as you continue to flow with the changes that spirit is bringing, okay? So long as you continue to use discernment and follow your intuition, right? Five of Wands came out, chaos and conflict, and the King of Pentacles came out, right? So I feel like there have been a lot of challenges in the past, right? And maybe you felt like, you fought yourself so much about, what you gave and how you showed up for other people. And I feel like you're stepping into a cycle here where you're recognizing, damn, I gave so much in that situation and I didn't give to myself. So I feel like this is about nurturing yourself. I see the Hermit card there. So nurturing yourself and about doing what's healthy for you. I feel like once you're focusing on your own garden, once you're watering your own flowers, these opportunities are naturally gonna come in for you. Okay, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is about leaving what does not serve you, what doesn't feel good. If it is not filling you up, I don't care how pretty it's wrapped. It could be a beautiful box of nothing, okay? I don't care how good the person looks. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care what they're saying. What are their actions telling you? What is the situation saying to you? This is about being logical. And I always say this because one of my professors in college, like, this sat with me, so like I took it with me, and I still, is something that that I always say all the time, because it was something that was so challenging for me to do, right? To put my emotions aside at one point, because I always gave and gave and gave and gave, even though the person or the situation showed me that it wasn't worth giving to. And so this is about knowing that there are times where your feelings are going to be irrelevant when the facts are in front of you, right? The facts are in front of you. Your feelings are irrelevant. I know how you feel. I know how, you want it to be, or I can understand. Not that I know, but you get what I'm saying, right? So your feelings are irrelevant when the facts are in front of you. When someone or a situation is showing you that it has run its course, okay, that it is not healing for you, that it's not healthy for you, that it is not, you're not getting the same return on your investment, then you need to walk away from that. You need to walk away from, or them, whoever that is, right? That's about, again, being discerning, looking at things from a place of wisdom. You've gained the wisdom. You've already been through these experiences. You know what it is. If it is the past that is returning, you know that there are people from your past that just aren't worth you explaining or reconnecting with, reconciling with, because these people have not changed. And you know that because your intuition is going to tell you, but also because you see. Right? People don't hide. People show you who they are if you pay attention. And so this is about not letting anyone, fool you, looking at things from a different perspective, in the sense that, how have I handled this? How have I managed this situation before? And how am I going to navigate this situation, right? We're not dumb, right? When you know better, you do better. And so once you've gained the information that you need, the necessary information, it's important for you to apply it, right? Knowledge is only power if applied. So you know what you know, now what? 10 of Cups. That's the only way that you're going to get what you want. How do you get what you want? By saying no to everything that you don't want. By saying no to everything that doesn't fulfill you, that doesn't bring you joy, that doesn't make you happy. That's not part of your plan. You don't have to, navigate someone else's plan. It's not yours. There are some things that are not negotiable, and I think that we're learning to not, to not compromise our feelings and our values and the things that we're not selling ourselves short anymore, okay? Spirit, tell me about, what are we moving away from with that, or rather, what are we going towards with that 6 of Swords there? What are we going towards? Tell me more about this situation here. What are we going towards for the collective? What are we going towards? Whoops. 6 of Pentacles, reciprocity. And yes, that is, 6 is the number of, exactly of that, of reciprocity, right? Of give and take. And so, with the 6 of Pentacles coming out, it does say, like, the collective is not open to anything that is not going to reciprocate the same energy, the same effort, the same loyalty, the same everything, right? Because the 6 of Pentacles is about balancing. It's about reciprocity, but it also talks about someone who is giving to one more than the other. So you could be dealing with a situation where someone could be breadcrumbing you, right? Or the situation is just imbalanced. The situation is not fair. You could be pouring into someone and they're breadcrumbing you. They're, the carrot on the stick, and, the rabbit is running after, however, that cartoon. But yeah, the 6 of Pentacles is about equal give and take. And so I feel like what we're moving away from is feeling the need to stay in situations that aren't equal, that aren't fair. I can't give you what you can't give me. I can't continue to give you what you're not giving me. And so what we're headed in, the direction that we're headed in, is towards those relationships and those connections that are pouring back into us, okay? The Emperor, yeah. I feel like this is being discerning when it comes to, again, your feelings and how much of yourself you give, because the Emperor is the divine masculine. Okay, and remember, we both have both masculine and feminine energies. But what is really noticeable about the Emperor is that he's very stoic, right? So not allowing everyone, or just anyone in that way. The Emperor has built an empire. The Emperor has mastered everything, all of the kings, the King of Swords, Pentacles, Wands, and the King of Cups, which means there is complete balance. He is completely balanced. Again, this is regardless of gender. You could be a woman in your masculine energy, saying, I know what I've built. I know how hard I've worked. I know what I have accomplished. And I know that I don't just bring to the table. I am the table kind of situation, right? I am the foundation. Okay. And so I feel like knowing that and being reserved with who you let in, because the emperor doesn't just let anyone in, right? And even if you look at his face, it's like, yeah, tell me. And I see the strength card at the bottom of the deck, right? And the Ace of Wands. So I feel like these are opportunities, new opportunities to connect with people, but this is about using your discernment and holding back until people show you that they are worth you opening up to, you letting them in, not just giving of yourself, overpouring, over giving. We're not doing that anymore. We're reserving ourselves not just for the people who deserve us, but for ourselves. Okay, the strength card is all about being reserving your feelings, holding back again. Okay, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying being stingy with your love. I'm saying being wise, right? We're being wise. It's not that we are not loving anymore, don't know. No, we know how to love. We're just being reserved, and we're giving that in the spaces that are reciprocating that in return, where we're seeing a return on our investment. But the Emperor does tell me with that 10 of Pentacles here, some of you could be coming into a promotion, or just could be, at work or working on something that is going to be very fruitful. You're going to see the fruits of your labor. I know that it's been rough. I know that the last 10-year cycle has been super challenging. You may feel like, you could be feeling or have felt defeated for a long time. Like, again, like you can't win for losing. Like I show up as my 100%, but I only get, 50% or 40% from people or a person. And Spirit is saying, no, this is having the courage to stand up for yourself, asking for what it is that you need, because you know that you can also give that. Okay, not being afraid to stand 10 toes down on your values and the things that you desire, right? Your non-negotiables, okay? Tell me about the fork in the road. What is this decision? Tell me about the fork in the road. The Fool, yeah. So it's like, when I see this, it's about, this is about, do you want to continue to repeat the same cycles? Or are you really ready to step into this new cycle, right? This is about taking the leap of faith. Like, I don't know what's over there. I've never gone down that path. I've never responded to this person in this way. I've always said yes here. And this time around, I'm going to say no this time around. I'm going to say no. I'm going to take that risk. And fuck it. Whatever it is, right? I'm going to take the risk because I don't know what's with me saying no. I don't know what comes after that. But if I say yes, I know that I've always gotten this same thing, right? So getting that same result from what it is that you're doing the same. I feel like the collective is choosing to take the leap of faith into the unknown, to take the risk, to look at life and say, you know what? I'm open to this new path. I'm open to these new people. I'm open to this new way of thinking, of seeing things. Because if you've been in a survival mode your whole life, this is a breath of fresh air, okay? Tell me more here about the Fool. Yeah, look, the Ace of Pentacles. It came out in the reverse. I don't really want to take reversals, but the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you have stood in your own way, in the sense that there were opportunities, and there are opportunities that are at the door that are on pause. There's a delay in something. There's a delay in something coming to fruition, a delay in something coming together, because you have picked the same thing over and over again, right? You have done things the same way over and over again. And so Spirit is now saying, do something different, right? Step into, I just saw the moon card, step into the unknown, okay? If somebody, so that you can receive those new opportunities, so that you can receive that new beginning. The Ace of Wands is that spark that says go this in this direction. I feel alive when I think about this path over here. I know that I don't know what that path holds, but I feel myself drawn to it, called to it, right? I feel like it's my north node. I feel like that's what's meant for me. And this is what it is, right? Taking the leap of faith, taking that inspired action toward the new opportunities, and not allowing fear to hold you back from those, there's a decision to make. Not allowing the fear of commitment, the fear of the work, the fear of the change. Because I feel like right now there's this sense of the fear of change. You want the change, and God is presenting you with the change, but it is going to require you to do something that you haven't done before. It's going to require you to walk away from the things that you have put so much energy and effort in, and you haven't seen the results. You haven't seen the fruits of your labor in those areas. You've been pouring into people, places, and things that are not fulfilling to you. Not in this chapter, not in this cycle. Maybe you wanted those things once upon a time. That's what you wanted. But I feel like the collective is at a point where you have awakened enough to realize that the things that you wanted before are not the things that you want now. And you might feel drawn and called to things that are not your normal, typical things. It's different because you're different. So the world around you is starting to change, right? And again, this all lies in the decision. I say this all the time. You're one decision away from a completely different life. Right? And in those small decisions every single day, right? What you pour into, what you give into, how you flip-flop back and forth from your stepping into your calling, your purpose, your higher self, and how you go back into toxic patterns, unhealthy patterns, surround yourself around unhealthy people, situations, or things. And I feel like for whoever this resonates with, you can feel in your energy when something drains you. And that is a huge indicator that you should not be around those people, doing those things. It's a huge indicator of the things that you've outgrown. If you go around people that are argumentative, or there's just a lot going on, and you're feeling like, damn, this actually doesn't feel good to me anymore. I don't like this anymore. I don't like how I feel. And there's nothing, you can't even pinpoint a specific thing. You just feel like the energy is not your vibe anymore. It's because you've raised your frequency, you've raised your vibration, you have outgrown that situation, those people, those things. And it's time to decide to put both feet in, right? Get in or get out. And that could be with respect to love too, right? Don't be on the fence about me. Either get all in or get the fuck out. And I feel like a lot of the collective is, this is what we're being faced with as we close the year. It's either we get all in or we go all out. Or when it comes to people and what they give to us, if they're fucking half-stepping, then they need to get out. You need to decide for them, right? Ain't no half-stepping. Okay, with the Lover's card, this is Gemini energy. Yeah, you need to cut out the things that are not making you happy, because happiness is just around the river bend. Okay, very Pocahontas here. I don't know, that might mean something to you, it may not, but that song just came into my head, right? So making the decision to cut out the things that don't make you happy, and following your heart, because I feel like somebody is at a crossroads here with a decision. It could be something that someone who you're dealing with from your past, or connections that you've remained, people you've remained tied to. And I feel like you're stepping into a cycle where this is all new for you, and you don't even recognize the people around you, but this is your new tribe, right? And so I feel like the home stretch is making the decision to really be clear with someone, that you are disconnecting from whatever that situation is because the situation brought you a lot of turmoil, a lot of conflict. Some of you, this is family. Some of you, this is friendship. Everything doesn't have to be romantic, but it's really getting clear about what makes you feel good, what you feel in harmony with, who you feel like you're in harmony with, things that, you know, people, being around people who make you feel like sunshine, right? Or people who feel like sunshine. So this is about getting clear with that, and really choosing to disconnect from those things or those people once and for all. That's the energy here, you guys, for this Mercury. Yeah, 6 of Cups. You could be feeling those emotions, you know, you could be going through old text messages, you could be thinking a lot about the past, but I feel like there's a new opportunity here that feels more like home, okay? And this could be that you're coming in contact with a person or people who you just met, okay? It could be, again, new connections because your world is changing around you, but it feels like I've known this person, these people, this group, this friend group. It feels like home now. In the space that you're in right now, this feels like peace. This resonates with my spirit, with my soul, okay? Those are the connections you want. The connections that make you feel like whole, like home. At the bottom of the deck is the Devil card, which talks about being stuck, self-imposed bondage. Are you going to stay stuck? And we just saw the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, okay? Let's be clear about that. Love is about freedom, is about things that make you feel alive, things that make you feel whole, things that make you feel renewed. Love does not hurt. People hurt people, okay? And hurt people hurt people. Love doesn't hurt. Love restores, renews. It refills, it fuels, it comforts, okay? Do you want to stay stuck in the same pattern of unhealthy behavior, of unhealthy people? Do you want to be in your own way? This is about breaking free from those past connections, unhealthy habits, all right? Are you really ready to build? Are you really ready to step into your purpose? Are you really ready to shine? Because I feel like here the universe is saying, I have this for you. I have this opportunity for you, okay? You've done the work. My stomach is growling. Do you guys hear that? You've done the work. You know, you've healed. You've spent the necessary time, you know, but I feel like there's somebody here who's stressed out about making a decision that they know that they need to make if they want this new chapter, if they want this new cycle, whether that's a job opportunity, a friendship, a friend group, or a romantic partner. There's someone who is thinking about, how do I approach this situation to disconnect from what I feel is I'm no longer connected with, that no longer resonates with me? How do I move away from this situation? And this is also about accepting, I feel like this is not for everybody, but this is also about, I feel like someone here might be thinking a lot about what other people think of them with that 5 of Wands. You don't need to be asking everybody for their opinion, or, you know, don't let the fact that other people are going to judge you for your choice or your choices, for what resonates with you now. Like, are you going to stop your own happiness because you're worried about what somebody else thinks of you? Because, you know, now you know, let's say, how can I do this? Now, you don't like to party. You don't like to drink. You don't like to do that kind of turn up. You actually like to go to museums. You actually like to go to Broadway shows, right? That's what you like to do now. Are you going to let the opinions of people who you've outgrown stop you from your happiness, from what makes you feel good inside? Are you going to, you know, let those people interfere with your future? You know, maybe you like somebody who's not your usual type. Maybe you look at this person and you're like, oh my God, I fell in love with someone who, or I feel drawn or called towards someone who's not my usual type. Maybe that person, people don't deem them as attractive as, you know, like they're normally used to seeing you with, right? Or maybe you're somebody who's a very attractive person who calls a lot of attention, but you find yourself attracted to someone who maybe, again, other people don't think meets your standards, right? Fuck what other people think. What do you think? How do you feel? How does that person make you feel? Does that feel right in the sense that it feels like it's in harmony? When you are around that person, do they bring out the best in you? Do they bring out good vibes in you? Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel like a safe space? Follow what makes you happy, not what everybody else, you know, wants you to do. I'm going to close out. 8 of Wands. This is about change. Change is coming. Communication is coming. Swift, fast change when it comes to love. I got 3 aces on the table here. So somebody's looking to start something new when it comes to a cycle of love. Somebody's looking to communicate their feelings, okay? And maybe there's somebody here who has been trying to hold back, fighting off how they feel or fighting off what it is that they want to do, the direction that it is that they want to go in, right? They've been fighting, following their heart. But that's where the new beginning lies. We got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups, okay? So this is like, no, this feels safe. This feels stable. This feels like a solid foundation. This person feels solid. This opportunity feels solid. It resonates with my spirit. Go time. That's what we're being faced with. The 4 aces. I can't make, oh, this is beautiful. I'm going to take it. Wow. 4 aces. The completion. Right? The completion. You've got the Ace of Swords. Somebody realizes there's a moment of clarity that just breaks everything. Right? When you ask God to show you, don't turn your face when you start seeing. Whether it's that you ask God to reveal people who are no longer in alignment to you, or whether you ask God to reveal if this person is for you, or this opportunity is for you. When you pray for something, when it arrives, when it reaches you, are you going to run from it? Or are you going to step into that position? Because you are prepared, you are ready. The universe brings you things in divine timing, regardless of what you think. Because how you're thinking is according to past programming. That always comes up. Ego comes up, fear comes up to try to keep you stuck in those same spaces, because fear comes when your body is trying to protect itself. Your mind is saying, wait, hold up, I don't know this. I don't know this. Like the computer is going havoc, right? It's going haywire. Come back to center. Connect with source. But when you ask for the signs, when everything aligns, when on a spiritual level, very esoteric, when on a spiritual level, on a quantum level, it feels like home, it feels like your new cycle, are you going to step into it? Are you going to step into it? Or are you going to stay stuck? Bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Pentacles. I'm going to leave it there because this is all about abundance. Attracting the opportunities. Getting what you want. Being successful. Being the entrepreneur. Having your shit together. From the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. And this is what's attracting. When you give to yourself, when you make the decisions that are in alignment with you and your highest self, you reach what you want to reach. I feel like somebody's doing a lot of debating and you can feel the direction that you're being pulled in. Go in that direction. It's a yes. 4 times. The Star card says you've healed from all of the bullshit. That's not you anymore. You don't even recognize that person. You don't even know how to think like that. There's certain people around you that you're looking at and you're just like, how did I connect with you? How? Temperance card at the bottom of the deck. Balance and harmony. But there's a decision. Somebody's avoiding a decision because they are afraid. They're afraid. Some of you, this is a romantic decision where you know you have to X out. somebody else or certain behaviors that maybe you're afraid to let go of, okay? But with the Temperance card there, it's about balance and harmony and alchemizing everything. You have everything you need to get what you want. You're going to be presented with all of the necessary opportunities once you learn to say no to everything that you don't want. And not even learn, because you know, once you actually put that into practice, that's what you're going to be faced with, is standing 10 toes down on what makes you happy, what brings you the most peace. Don't let fear hold you back from building this whole new life. You're stepping into a whole new world, but you actually have to step in. And you can't half-ass it. You can't half-ass it. Because this is all about divine timing, okay? There's a window of opportunity. Take the risk or lose the chance, right? 4 aces. Huge new beginning. Huge new beginning here with the Emperor, with the Star card. Like, your time is here. It is not coming. It is here. All you have to do is step into it. Step into it. Step into that energy. I'm going to leave it there, you guys. This has been a long reading, but it is beautiful. I'm going to claim this for myself. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking with me all of this time. I appreciate you. If you're interested in a personal reading or in following me on Instagram, which is my other social media platform, I have Facebook, but I'll tell you guys the truth. I am never on Facebook, ever. I got it just to have it. But yeah, if you're interested in that or connecting with me on any capacity, all of that information is going to be in the description box below. I love you all so much. Peace, love, and light.